All right, we're live. Welcome to another edition of Ask Demandforce. My name is Jen Chen, and I'm the community manager here at Demandforce. I run Generation Demandforce, our online community, and we have so much lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about social media and why it's important for you and your business. So, social media has really grown in the past couple of years. We've seen, different channels coming up, different strategies, and there's so much out there. We know it can be overwhelming. So here today with us, we have Denitha Doe. She's a great social influencer as well as a financial consultant, and she has a lot of great strategies that she's going to share with you. So, feel free to join in the conversation on Twitter or Facebook. Go ahead and ask your questions using the hashtag AskDF, and we'll be throwing those up to Denitha. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn it over to her.
Hi, everyone. Good morning if you're here on the West Coast, or good afternoon if you're coming from another part of the world. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like Jen said, thank you so much for having me today, Jen. I'm really excited to connect with all of you. My name is Denitha Doe, and I am a business strategist and financial growth consultant. And social media is one of my favorite topics to talk about. So hopefully some of the tips that I share are helpful for you as a small business owner. I know you wear a million hats. I'm a small business owner myself, so I understand that this is just another thing for us to do. But once you get the hang of it, it can be a lot of fun. So I know that time is of the essence. Time is money as a small business owner. So I will go ahead and share my screen. Cool. And let me know, Jen, if you could just let me know if you can see this.
Yep, you're good.
Cool. Awesome. Let's go back. Great, so let's get started. Social media strategy. This is for you, the small business owner, and I will be presenting for the next, say, 30 or 40 minutes. I tend to talk really fast or really slow, so it may be a really quick presentation or it may be the full 45 minutes, but definitely we'll have time for Q&A at the end. So what you'll learn today, we're going to go over 3 of the key things that relate to social media. The first one is the 3 biggest reasons why social media needs to be a part of your overall business strategy. It's definitely a part of your marketing. It's not the be-all, end-all for marketing, but it should definitely be a part of it. And for some of you, it might be a huge part of it. The second thing that we'll go over is some of the popular platforms. As Jen mentioned, there are so many options out there, and it can be overwhelming just to think about which one to choose. So we're going to go over just some of the popular ones and who tends to use them, what types of communities that you'll tend to find on them, so that you can make a good business decision as to which one would be best for your company. And then we'll end off with how to come up with a strategy. So once you've figured out why social media is important for you, what platform or platforms you should use, we're going to go through some of the steps that you should take to create a strategy that makes sense for your business as well as your lifestyle, because it's all about making sure that you do things that complement the way that you like to run your business and balance work and life. So a little bit about me, just so you know who I am and have some sort of reference as to why I might be good at this area and sharing some good tips with you. I am a business strategist. So a lot of my private clients are athletes and lifestyle entrepreneurs. They're people that a lot of their career and money-making opportunities are completely based upon their social media and online presence. So Jen mentioned I am a financial consultant as well. So my background is in accounting, but when working with my clients, we want to make sure that it makes financial sense, but also that we're using platforms to really elevate their online presence so that they can connect with as many people as possible. I am the creator of Money and Mimosas and Future Ready Accounting. Money and Mimosas is just fun. As you can see, I love drinking mimosas, probably too often. And Money and Mimosas is an educational platform for small business owners that want to learn more about personal finance and accounting. And Future Ready Accounting is for accounting practices that want to elevate their marketing strategies. And some of my previous clients have been Google, Audi, but my heart and passion is really for the small business owner. Like I mentioned, I am a small business owner as well, so I definitely love working with my peers. So let's jump into some statistics so that you can get a grand sense of why social media is important. As of 2014, these are some of the users on the different platforms. So Tumblr, which was purchased by Yahoo, I think a little over a year ago, maybe a couple years now, they have over 209 million blogs and more than 94 billion blog posts in total. That's a huge, huge community of different, some of them are small business owners that you could really connect with and tap into. The largest social media platform is Facebook, which has 1.3 billion users. Twitter, continuing to grow each and every day. It's probably one of my favorite platforms to use, and you'll see why in a second. They have about 284 million users, and you can take a look at this. I won't run through all of them, but Instagram, for example, has 60 million photos posted each and every day and 1.6 billion daily likes. So that's 1.6 billion people potentially interacting with the platform. Pinterest is also huge, 70 million users. And one other one that I want to point out is YouTube. Video marketing is incredible. I mean, we're doing Google Hangout right now. Video is just super interactive and engaging. And YouTube has shown that it's really popular, especially among small business owners. There's over 1 billion users and 6 billion hours of video watched every month. Sorry about that. Let's see what happened. Oh, technology. Here we go. All right, and just some other statistics. So millennials, if you've been reading the news, millennials have just become the largest percentage of the workforce. They're at about 83 million right now. So millennials and social media. Millennials love social media. 7 out of 10 millennials go to their Twitter, Facebook, whatever platform they prefer to react or post about products, brands, and companies on social media. And just to give a personal example, I was looking for a new eye doctor the other day, and I didn't even do a call. I just reached out to Yelp to see which eye doctors in my area had the best reviews, and then I chose the one that had an Instagram profile because it was really cool and they seemed to really care about their customers. Just to give you an idea of how powerful social media can be. So why does any of this matter? That's a lot of statistics, but really, why does it matter to you as a small business owner? We're going to go over the 3 main reasons why social media needs to be a part of your overall business strategy. So first is human connection. Individuals, consumers want to know that you as a business owner or your company as a brand really cares about them as a person, that you aren't just out there to get their money, that you actually want to improve and elevate their life experience. So social media is a really, really great way to show that you're human too, that you have feelings, that you care about them, that you have bad days just like they do, that you get frustrated, or you're having a really great day. You want to share something just really fun. The human connection piece is so huge when it comes to social media and really allows you to show that other side of you so that people can really connect with you on a deeper level, not just business. And this is a great example of someone that is the queen of showing human connection. Marie Forleo, she's a business coach out of New York City and has an awesome program called B School. And all of her posts, it's either information about how to improve your business, or it's information about how to just enjoy life to the fullest. And one of her taglines is, "The world needs that special gift that only you have." And just imagine if you were someone that was thinking about purchasing a product from her and you saw that message, how it would just touch your heart and really make you feel connected to her. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet here. Let's see. All right, hopefully that doesn't happen again. So here's an example of another human connection type of tweet. Site Savers is a nonprofit that works with countries that don't have, third world countries that don't have access to really good medical services. So they specifically help try to avoid avoidable blindness and really helping countries get access to really good eye doctors. And so it's just a fun tweet, shows this really awesome, probably looks like your grandmother, and just shares this great quote that she shared. "I'm overwhelmed with joy to see everyone around me clearly. I'm looking like a small child who first sees the world." And, you know, it's on Happiness Day, a way for you to really connect with their mission of pushing social good. The other reason is thought leadership. You can really position yourself as a person of authority within your industry. And so, like Homer Simpson, trying is the first step towards failure. Just a funny quote. And he's certainly a good example of a thought leader when it comes to just interesting information. Goodness. Let's see. All right, so thought leadership. Here are really two good examples. These are both Facebook pages. Tony Robbins, if you're not familiar with him, he is a business strategist. He works with the top leaders from Fortune 500 companies to leaders of nations and helping them get to that next level. And he does a lot of inner work first. He does do business strategy with them, but really helps them overcome, you know, feelings of not feeling confident, just really working on the inner human so that you can really perform your best. So on the left, he shares, learn how to make conscious decisions by conquering your inner dialogue and getting out of your head. And then you'll see he has a picture of himself overlooking this vast body of water and then sharing a post about how to stop listening to the voices in your head. And we all have those naysayers in our head that tells us that we can't do anything. He's really establishing himself as a person to go to when you're having situations like that. And then on the right is Barbara Corcoran. She is a celebrity real estate developer and is also part of the Shark Tank panel. And if you aren't familiar with her background, she was famously, she says, a straight C and D student and still managed to be really successful. She sold her first company for $60 million. And she's very open about how she doesn't feel that it's necessary to get an MBA in order to run a business or any type of formal education necessarily to run a business. And she shares that stance. And it is controversial for some, but it also establishes her as a thought leader in the way that maybe street smarts should be considered just as important as book smarts. And I'm going, bear with me for 1 second, apologize for.
Donita, do you want to try using maybe like the arrow keys on your keyboard? I think that sometimes helps.
Oh, does it? Okay, let's try that.
I think. I have my fingers crossed here. This is a theory.
It's so fun. We're going to try this theory. Cool. Let's see.
Okay. Fingers crossed, everybody.
All right. So increased revenue. Name of the game is making money as a business owner. And so social media is a great way to connect with potential clients and really increase your conversion rate. So yes, time to make it rain. With revenue. We're going to try this. I'm going to blame the weather. It's just been crazy here in the Bay Area with cloudiness and everything. So we're going to blame the weather for...
Sorry about that, guys. It's the weather's fault. It's all the fog and the rain in San Francisco.
Totally, and Oakland. So increased revenue as this is coming back up. Social media allows you to make that human connection, allows you to really promote your products on your own terms. You can use that as your own media channel. That's what social media is. You own the media channel, and you can share whatever new products you have. If you're offering a discount, you can immediately blast that out. Some really two good examples of business owners that utilize social media and have really seen some great results when it comes to their financials. On the left, top left, is Kimra Luna, and she is a business strategist out of Southern California. And she launched her business, it'll be a year, I believe, next month. And she exclusively uses Facebook ads. And she teaches other people how to use Facebook ads to increase their brand awareness and increase their conversion rates. And she has allocated close to $150,000, I believe $150,000 to her Facebook ads. And her business is now just broke through $1 million. So she's a really great example of her business is completely driven by social media, and her success is completely attributed to social media. So Kimra Luna up on the left, and then famously on the right, Kim Kardashian, definitely possibly a controversial business example. However, numbers don't lie. She has close to 30 million followers on all of the major platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and this is her presenting at Recode, a popular technology media company here in San Francisco. And they invited her because Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram all said that she was the best example of a social media celebrity and someone that has completely created her celebrity from the mobile space. And she herself also is upfront and saying that her success is completely attributed to her social media and her ability to engage directly with her fans. All right. Okay, so what are some of the popular platforms? So there are a lot of different options out there, and every day there's something new, another company that's launching a new social media platform. So we're gonna go over some of the more popular options and who's on there so that you can get a better sense of which one you should devote your time and financial resources to. So the first one is Facebook, and all of the statistics on the left are from the Pew Research Center. It's a nonpartisan research information think tank based out of DC. And so you can find all their information on their site as well, but I included it here where you can get a sense of how many, they track how many adults are using these platforms. So out of all internet users, 71% in 2013 and 2014 were on Facebook, which is huge. That's a lot of people. As I mentioned, they have over 1 billion users, so it's a great platform to tap into. And people use it daily, sometimes, a lot of times during the day, to just check their friends' statuses, post photos. It's a really great way to engage with potential clients. One thing to note, Facebook has become more and more popular among the 50+ community. So if your business really caters to those that are over 50, Facebook is probably the platform that they're using as opposed to the other platforms that I mentioned, with the exception of LinkedIn. And the reason for that, people aren't quite sure, but a lot of it may be attributed to the fact that they want to see pictures of their grandchildren and want to connect with the younger crowd. So Facebook is definitely a place to go if your business caters to those that are over 50. And as I mentioned, it does have the highest number of users. The downside to Facebook, so they do have a great platform that you can tap into their ads and really utilize that to reach people. However, they're constantly changing and tweaking their algorithm for good reason. They have to figure out what works best for them as a business and as well as you as a business owner. But that is just something to keep in mind, that one day the way that you search for someone or set up your ads may work one day and not be so effective the next day. So just something to keep in mind if Facebook is the platform that you're thinking about choosing. And then the next one, as we wait for this, I am so sorry.
We'll blame the weather again for this one. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us.
I'm not sure what's wrong. I was telling Jen earlier, I either have an amazing time with webinars or there's always something that goes wrong. So we're just gonna have, it's technology.
Speaking of changing technology, here we go.
Cool, so the next one is Twitter. I will say that this is my favorite tool. It's just a lot of fun. And I will also say that I wasn't quite sure how to use it probably less than a year ago. I really just started getting into it about 6-8 months ago. Twitter is, as far as internet users, about 18% of all adults online use Twitter, and that has jumped to 23% here in 2014. And I believe the numbers are continuing to go up as they continue to improve the platform. It is highly engaging. If you want a place to do some sort of focus group research, you just want to see what your possible consumers, potential consumers are talking about, it is so easy to get a sense of what they care about, what matters to them, what questions they have. Really highly engaging. The Twitter chats, if you've never been involved in the Twitter chat, it's usually hosted by 1 or 2 people, maybe a company and another individual, and it's a way for them to ask questions to a large community. You can engage with the company, the individual, and others that are involved in the chat around one specific topic using a hashtag. So very engaging, a great research tool, as I mentioned. The downside to Twitter is it does have limited visibility. So if you are tweeting something, it's very noisy. Everyone's tweeting all the time. And so the likelihood of someone catching your tweet at any given moment is really small unless you just have a consumer or a group of consumers that are just really into your product. And that does happen over time, but initially your tweets will likely get lost in the crowd. So it's just really important to be really engaged and to really be proactive in getting to know your fans, users, and consumers. Oh, great. It switched without any trouble. Awesome. Instagram. So Instagram is another really fun one, especially if you're creative. Instagram is also one of my favorites. It just has a little bit more texture. If you aren't familiar with Instagram, it's a way for you to post photos. And it's just a beautiful, inspirational type of feed. So as far as users, 17% of all online adults were using Instagram, and that has jumped to 26% in 2014. They've made a lot of improvements to their platform as well as that, and I only expect that to continue to rise as they continue to grow. Like I mentioned, it's extremely inspirational and fun. There are a lot of users that just post beautiful photos just to brighten your day. And if you're a brand that's about bringing joy and happiness to someone's life, it's a really great way to show that on your feed. It's also a really awesome way to connect with a younger audience. So if you're a company, a business owner that tends to focus more on millennials or those that are younger, they are all on using this platform. So definitely a great way to tap into that network if that's your focus as a business owner. And the only downside, one of the downsides, I should say, to Instagram. So they just released an ads feature. So you can start paying now so that your posts, you can have sponsored posts and people can see it even if they're not following you. However, they do have limited analytics because they've just released this ads feature. It's still hard to really track the ROI or return on investment using Instagram. I do expect that to change as they continue to grow and they continue to get feedback from companies that are using the platform as part of their marketing strategy. But just keep that in mind if that's something that you're interested in using, that the analytics feature is very limited. Pinterest. So Pinterest, as far as users, among online adults, 21% in 2013, and that has jumped to 28% here in 2014. This platform, I don't use it that much, but some of my clients do, and they've seen a lot of success with it. this community, those that are avid pinners and Pinterest followers, they are eager to purchase. Pinterest is all about inspiration and really attaining a lifestyle that you dream of having either now or one day. So this community is ready to buy. So if you have, especially if you're a product-based business, this is a really good platform to tap into and really cultivating a following there, because if you post something, you can link it to your page so that person can buy it immediately. Really awesome. It's also
can I just jump in?
Yes, sure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I just wanted to jump in. For those of you who watched our last Ask Demandforce, we focused on ways to delight your customers, and our expert then, Elise, I really talked about using Pinterest if you have like Denita talked about, those specific product-specific things that you want to push or promote to your customers. This is an awesome opportunity to do so. One boutique that Elisa worked with used Pinterest to create boards for each client, and they started to build up, what the client likes. And so for businesses out there, for example, like you're a salon and that this client likes a certain kind of product, or they have a certain kind of hairstyle that they are trying to grow out, or they have a certain kind of hair that needs a special kind of product, be sure to use Pinterest for that kind of thing.
I love that. And those are such good points too. Especially, I love that you mentioned the salon. If you are in the beauty or fashion space, definitely you should be on Pinterest. And yeah, I like the boards too. You can start posting photos that inspire you. And so that people can start really getting a sense for your style. And like I said, the human connection, they can feel like they get to know you a little bit better that way. And let's see if we can get back. My slides.
Great.
Okay, awesome. Let's see if we can make this bigger though. Awesome. Maybe. Oh, goodness.
Oh, technology.
So this slide is about LinkedIn. So if you are a business owner and awesome. So LinkedIn, 22% of online adults were using LinkedIn in 2013, and that has increased to 28% in 2014. If your business is professional services based, you provide accounting services, you provide consulting services, if you want to connect with other professionals, they are most likely on LinkedIn. So definitely tap into this platform if that speaks to your business. One of the things I really like about it, it's an easy way to request referrals. So if you've identified your wish list of clients, and you could do a little detective work and see, if they're on, who works for that company or that brand, check them out on LinkedIn, see who works for that company, and then go and see if you're connected to anyone that they're connected to, and you can ask for a referral that way. It's a really great way to really tap into your network. We're all separated by less than 66 degrees. So it's a really great way to really utilize your network to potentially get more clients. It's also a really great way to join discussions. So there are a lot of groups and forums where they'll discuss different topics related to business or things that they're challenged with. And it's a great way for you to insert yourself, either just as an observer to see how you might be able to best help them, or just get a sense of what they're struggling with, and or position yourself as a thought leader and really share your ideas or stance on a particular topic. Potentially the only drawback to this platform, it is less creative. It's very black and white. You post articles about professional topics. You discuss information in a professional manner. So if you're more of an artistic, creative person, you may not find much joy in using LinkedIn, but it's definitely still a solid platform to get more business. Oh, we were doing so well.
This keeps things interesting, guys. So, if everything ran smoothly.
Yeah. Do we have any questions? I don't want to keep going.
Let's see. No, actually, you answered some of them. I know Ashley asked about, new social sites that are getting more popular, so you addressed that. Let's see here.
Did you mention Snapchat when you?
No. Ooh, we could, yeah. Why don't you talk about Snapchat for a bit?
Sure. That is, I'll be honest, it's not a platform that I'm very familiar with, although it is really, really popular if you are reaching younger consumers. So between the ages of 12 and 18, junior high, high school, they are all on Snapchat. And some businesses have found some success with it if they're reaching that target market. So I don't know if you have any other experience with Snapchat, Jen, that you'd want to share.
I do not. Actually, I don't use it, but a lot of people here at Demandforce use it. So they're definitely beyond that 18-year-old stage. So I would say even more with maybe like people in their 20s, even early 30s, it's getting popular. So if you guys have clients in that age demographic, I would definitely recommend checking that out, or even just talking to a couple of your customers, seeing if they use Snapchat.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to know. 20s and early 30s, if they fall into that group, sounds like they're on there as well. So which one should you use? I recommend testing 3. Definitely, you have to figure out how much you can handle as a business owner. Some say just try 1 and go all out with it. I like to spread it out and see which one you're getting good traction with / which one really works with your style. So test 3 out and choose the platform or platforms based upon the audience you want to reach and your style. I'm all about balancing business and life. I believe our business is supposed to serve our lifestyle. So yes, you want it to definitely make business sense, but if you don't find any joy in using a particular platform, then don't use it. Really try to find one that really fits with the way you like to work and what inspires you as a business owner, and also what makes most sense financially. And another thing, observe your competitors, see which platform they prefer. So if you do and they are serving a similar demographic, test it out. See if that's something that works for you, or if you see them on LinkedIn, test it out. Really observe what your peers within your industry are doing and start tapping into it as well. All right, so now what? What's the next step? Now that you know what social media is supposed to be used for, which platforms are best for you, what's the next step? And the next step is creating a strategy. I'm all about just trying something, but you want to have a plan in place so that you aren't just spinning your wheels and spending money and precious time doing something. So as this comes up, I'm just gonna walk you through the strategy. The first step is really getting a clear sense of your brand. A lot of times when I work with a company that's launching a new platform or a new social media strategy, they haven't really gotten clear on what their message is. How do you want people to feel when they interact with you on any of these platforms? Do you want them to feel inspired? Do you want to educate them? Do you want to hopefully not just promote your products, but that's a part of it too? Figure out how you want people to feel when they walk away from seeing a tweet or seeing a Facebook post. Really get clear on your brand, your messaging, and your positioning before you launch any platform. And then choose 1 to 3 platforms that you want to test. And then do some research. Just find some communities you want to engage with. If you're using Twitter, figure out what hashtags people are using. What Twitter chats are they a part of? LinkedIn, figure out what groups they're a part of. What discussions they're having. Really start to pinpoint communities that you can start developing relationships with and see where those people hang out and get a better sense of how they use that particular platform. And then once you've done that, then start curating your content. This is a content-driven time with a business. and content is queen. And so you want to start developing your own personal content. So if it's Instagram, you know, getting a pile of stock photography that you're going to use to post on Instagram, getting a sense of how you want your feed to look. If it's articles that you're sharing on Facebook, you want that to be a blend of your own articles from your business. And also to feel free to share and highlight other business owners as well. It's always nice to give your small business owner peers shout outs as well if their message resonates, if you feel their message will resonate with your community. And then once you've curated your content, use a tool like Sprout Social or Hootsuite to post and analyze your results. So both of these tools, Sprout Social and Hootsuite, make it really easy to post information in advance so that you don't have to tweet and Facebook posts all of the time. You can post something out a week, 14 days in advance. I tend not to recommend doing it more than 14 days in advance because things change pretty quickly. So stick to 14 days at the most. You can do it a week in advance as well. The thing that I do want to caution you with, I've seen this happen, if you do post something in advance, just be mindful of any current events that are going on as well. So if something, you know, God forbid, tragic happens on a day that you have something posted that's a little more lighthearted, just be sensitive to that and update your post to reflect, you know, the difficult time that a group of people are going through. So just be mindful of that. And actively engage, the next step, actively engage, but don't be annoying about it. So by annoying, you know, it's all about relationship building. That's what social media is. It's very social. So if you are constantly promoting yourself or constantly trying to drive people to your newsletter, or you constantly, one of the things that really bugs me is if I'm tagged in something that says, you've been a part of my active followers. And to me, that doesn't scream personality. It doesn't scream a human connection. It tells me that you are just doing something using some sort of tool that doesn't really connect with me as a person. So that's a personal choice if you want to do that. However, it can come across as annoying if someone feels that you're just a business that doesn't have a person behind it using it. So just be mindful, just try to be engaging, ask questions, and just be social. It's like, you know, going to a cocktail party and just being nice to everyone there. And then lastly, as this comes up, don't, or I shouldn't say don't, always give more than you expect to receive. And that just goes along with try not to be annoying. Giving is the name of the game, and sometimes, you know, it's going to take a long time to see some sort of traction usually with your social media strategy, but just focus on giving, whether it's giving inspiration, giving educational content. Just be mindful of putting the needs of your community first and just being someone that's supporting him or her throughout the day, throughout the week, and you'll start to find success with that. This is so strange.
I think your presentation is so awesome that it broke Google.
Thanks, Google. Appreciate it. Do we have, as I'm playing with this, were there any questions that I could answer?
Let me take a look here. So, you know, there are a couple. So, you know, Danita, you're talking a lot about social media and, you know, keeping up on current events and a lot of great tips. So in terms of, you know, branding, one question that we have is, how do you make your brand come through on social?
Ooh, that is a great question. And branding is an awesome topic. It's, you know, as I was creating this presentation, there's a lot that goes into social media, and branding is a big piece of it. And it's a topic all in it to itself. So how do you get your brand to come across? The first thing I would do, if you haven't already, is check out Simon Sinek's YouTube TED Talk. He does a TED Talk, and it's on YouTube, Simon Sinek, and he is the author of Start With Why. And if you watch that presentation, it's 20 minutes, and he goes through some examples of companies that do a really good job of getting their brand and their mission across. Go through that exercise and apply that to your business. And it all comes back to your why. Why are you running this business? What issue or challenge are you trying to solve? Why are you inspired every day to run a business when we all go through difficult or frustrating days? What really gets you up in the morning? And so once you're really clear on your why and your vision and how you want to impact the world, use that information to create your social media presence. So if you're all about inspiration, then a lot of your posts should be inspiring, and it doesn't necessarily have to be business related or about your business. It could just be, you saw this beautiful rose bush as you were walking down the street. Share that and just brighten someone's day. If you are if your business is all about, or your bigger why is about education, then your post should really be about educating and not expecting anything in return. So sharing information about how someone can improve their financial status, how someone can improve their life, how someone can improve their relationships with their kids. That's what you should focus on. So hopefully that helps answer that question.
Yeah, I definitely think it does.
Okay. Was there another question?
Yeah, let me take a look here. So, a lot of people watching here are running small businesses, or they're kind of busy throughout the day. So what are, some tips that you have for people who, let's say they're working a front desk at an office, or let's say they're a doctor or, salon owner, they're busy and they might not have time, necessarily throughout the day, to constantly be on social media. So like, what are some tips that you have for people, say, some things to do at the beginning of the day, around lunchtime, or when they're taking the break, and at the end of the day?
Sure, that's an awesome question. And yes, the small business owners are wearing a ton of hats, and usually our biggest hat is servicing our clients. So that doesn't mean that we have a lot of time to spend on social media. One of the tips that I find works for myself and those that I work with is scheduling one day out of the week, blocking out a couple of hours to pre-post your social media. So using a tool like Sprout Social or Hootsuite to post your content that you've already gathered, and using that hour or 2 hours to post that. For me, it's on Mondays. First thing Monday morning, it's part of my analytic time on my schedule. So use that time to post content. And then as far as being engaging and interacting with others, schedule 15 minutes out of the day that you do it. It doesn't have to be every day. Maybe it's every other day for you, whatever works best in your schedule. But just block out 15 minutes that you just pop into a community and check in and see what's going on, just to say hi or to answer questions. If someone's tweeted you, tweet them back, or if they've commented on a Facebook post. But yeah, you don't have to spend 24/7 on social media. Definitely make sure that it works with your work and life balance.
Great. Let's see.
Awesome.
Slides are misbehaving there. And speaking of social, as Danita is trying to get Google to cooperate, I think I honestly think it's either Google or the weather, because speaking of social, San Francisco fog is notorious, and there's actually a social media handle. There's a Twitter handle for the fog here. It's called Carl the Fog, Carl with a K. So go ahead and check that out. The tweets there. Speaking of reality on things, Carl the Fog has an awesome one. So I actually tweeted that earlier, that Carl the Fog is interfering with our Google Hangout.
This is the strangest thing ever. Like, I promise you, every time it's something that I've never seen before. It just won't let.
This is odd.
So I think, if there's another question.
Yeah, sure. Let's see here.
And then we'll continue to post
this. So let's see. So Denitha, when you're working with a client, and I guess this can go for businesses as they interact with their customers or clients, are good things to do on social, and what do you take offline?
Ooh, so the concept of is there such a thing as oversharing? That is a great question. So this will go back to your why, and I want to preface this by saying this is a very personal decision. How much you want to share or how much you don't want to share on social media. For some, if you are just an open person or you just really enjoy just sharing your life, you may have less boundaries. So you may share a lot of your personal information. Now I think my screen, Kimra Luna completely built her business on Facebook ads. She walked her community through her pregnancy. So she just had a baby a couple months ago, and she walked us through what it was like and asked us questions about, should I buy this for my baby, or posted pictures of her going to the doctor to get her checkups. More on the personal side, if you're not someone that likes to share that information, if you want to keep it more business, then do that and just stick to educational information, inspirational information. That's not a clear answer to your question, but it really is personal as far as how much you want to share as a business owner.
Yeah, and I think, just for businesses out there, like one thing that I would recommend to answer this question is, whether you're the social media manager at your work or you're the front desk, whoever it is, or that you're the business owner, go ahead and sit down with your business as a team and decide on a plan of action. You definitely want to be consistent in what you do.
Totally. And that's a good point too. I've been answering a lot of questions. If you are the business owner, if you're working for a larger company and managing their channel, that conversation has to happen with more people, right? So you have to know what your company considers professional, appropriate, and use those guidelines to help you decide what's best to post to represent their brand and their image.
Definitely. And hey, Denitha, let's try this. If you can turn off the screen sharing, and I'll take control and try to present. Let's see if we can trick the system here. Alrighty. Again, everybody, fingers crossed with me. Let's see.
Sweet. So is my screen sharing off now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So yeah, if you want to click the next slide.
Okay. Let's see.
Awesome. So yes, this is where I ended off. Just give more than you take. We talked a lot about being inspirational and educational and really going back to your why. It is a social platform, so just of not promoting yourself too much. I like to say less than 10% should be promotion, and the rest should be about building relationships and being social. All right, next slide. And if you want more resources, so these are some experts that really know their stuff. For Facebook help, Kimra Luna, she's more of the technical side. So if you want to really get into the nitty gritty of Facebook ads, she'll walk you through the difference between boosting a post and using Power Editor. If you aren't familiar with that, Power Editor is really the more intricate tool if you want to use Facebook ads. Kimra Luna is the best resource for that. And Amy Porterfield is a really good resource for overall Facebook strategy. And she has an awesome podcast as well, if you're into podcasts. Gary Vaynerchuk, amazing. If you're on Twitter, you need to follow him. He's so cool. And get his book, Jab, Jab, Right Hook. He goes through all the different platforms that he recommends and really gives you side-by-side examples of good examples of people that are using social media correctly and those that he feels could improve a little bit. He's awesome. If you're interested in Pinterest, Melanie Duncan, she has a free, webinar on her site about how to best utilize Pinterest. She has a ton of YouTube videos, and then she does have a course that you can join to learn more. And also just patience. And if you feel down about not having a lot of followers, it's okay. It's all about quality, not quantity, and really building relationships over a long period of time. Cool. And next slide, Sha. Okay, so just to recap what we learned today, you learned the 3 reasons why you should use social media in your business: human connection, more money, and really establishing yourself as a thought leader. We talked about popular platforms, how to best engage with your community depending on the platform that you're using, how to build a strategy, and then we talked about some additional resources that you can use. And next slide. There. Yay, cool. So yes, I would love to connect with you. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tanitha Doe. For small business owners, at Money and Mimosas is my platform, my membership platform for small business owners. And then for accountants, I'm at RAD Accounting, Future Ready Accounting. We're a group of consultants helping accountants improve their online presence and social media marketing. And next slide. Cool, and oh yes, it is Memorial Day weekend coming up, so we do have a special going on. If you are a small business owner that needs help with personal finance and accounting, we work with a group of CPAs and certified financial planners and give you access to on-demand courses to help you figure out what's best, how to best manage your business money. So we do have 50% off discount for all those that are listening. And for accountants, we do have $150 off our social media audit service. And you can find those both at moneyandmimosas.com/demandforce or futurereadyaccounting.com/demandforce. And that ends this Monday, the 25th. And next slide. And yay, thank you so much for your time and bearing with me with the awesome technology. Did you? Yay for technology. So yes, technology. I know I answered some questions as we were going along, but I'd love to answer any other questions that may be percolating out there.
Yeah. So we're closing in the end of the hour, but we do have some time for questions. I know we covered a couple throughout the session. Just for you personally, Danitha, do you have a preferred social channel? And if so, what is that and why?
Oh, that's a great question. I have 2, I have to say. I love Twitter. I think it's a great focus group. I just love connecting with people and asking questions. So that's a really great way for me to connect with other people. I also love Instagram. I use that more for personal inspiration. I just love following beauty bloggers and life coaches and just seeing pretty pictures and getting inspired to go through my day.
Great. Yeah, I have to say I'm a fan of Instagram. It's awesome to see the different trends going on and the different brands and what they're posting. Great.
And then follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll follow you after this. We'll connect on social. And I know you mentioned video earlier in the chat as well. And video can be a little bit overwhelming. I know it is for some people. What are some tips? Let's say like the top 3 tips that you have for people who want to use video for their businesses, but maybe they're unsure of where to start or like what to do.
That's a great question. And I was hesitating and wanted to include video in that as well. But like you said, it can be really overwhelming. And usually as business owners, we want everything to look perfect. And video is more expensive than, say, if you're just to hop on Twitter. So just some things to think about with video. Think about how often you want to post video. Consistency, I didn't mention this. Consistency is very important in building your social media strategy. So if you are going to be consistent with posting videos, I should rephrase that. Use the plan that shows that you're going to be consistent with posting videos. And then this number 2 or 3, if you don't have the funds to necessarily allocate towards getting amazing equipment or hiring a videographer, just use your laptop video camera. There are some that are really nice, and then just getting a blank white wall and using that to talk to the camera. Some people aren't super comfortable being in front of a camera, so if you have a friend or a business owner that can just be there behind the camera, so you're talking to a person and you're not just talking at the camera, that's usually really helpful too.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, one thing that I want to recommend is this is something that I personally love, so not something coming from Demand, really loving this is tours of the office or tours of the business. You know, when I spoke about businesses, right? Yeah, I'm glad that this isn't just me. But when I, you know, check out, let's say I'm looking at a new dental practice, or I want to check out a salon or something, I want to see what it looks like, what that experience is. So even doing something simple as, you know, grabbing your iPhone and then taking a video of the office. Use an app like Hyperlapse. I love Hyperlapse. It stabilizes your camera. And to the office, have a couple of your staff members pop in to wave or say hi, something like that. It really helps. And then post it on like your Facebook page or on your website or whatever it is.
That is such an awesome tip. And I need to check out that app too.
Hyperlapse?
Yeah, Hyperlapse. Yeah, I've checked that out. Behind the scenes is really fun. And really, yeah, like you said, a great way for someone to get a sense of your business before they step into the environment. Yeah,
and one thing I love about Hyperlapse, I saw today, like technology can be problematic, right? But one thing I love about Hyperlapse is, you know, you're like walking around with your phone. Let's say you're recording something. The app will actually automatically stabilize your video recording as you go along, and then you can actually speed up, or you can speed up like, you know, 1x or 2x or 3x. The video. So you can make some, you know, like a 1 minute video, 20 seconds, and cut that down really easily. I'm just a personal advocate of Hyperlapse. I swear they're not paying me. I'm not a brand advocate or anything like that. This is not a paid advertisement, but huge recommendation. Check it out.
Oh my goodness, that's so good to know. They should be paying you. And along those lines, one of my favorite apps for Instagram is, tools I should say for Instagram, is called Afterlight. It's so beautiful. If you just take the picture and then filter it through Afterlight and then post it on Instagram, definitely check that out too.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we're nearing in at the end of our hour today. I just wanted to thank everybody again. Thank you so much for joining us, you know, and thank you for bearing with us through the technical issues that we had. Again, I think it's either Google was broken by Danita's amazing insights, or it's Carl the Fog wreaking havoc. So, you know, thank you again so much for joining us. I know that we presented a lot of information today. Danita mentioned a lot of great resources. So in our community post, bit.ly/social strategy, I'll be posting all these resources. So links to that TED Talk that Danita referenced, more information on Hyperlapse and Afterlight, and all the different resources that we mentioned. So feel free to go check that out. I'll also be uploading the slides from today if you want to take a look at that as well. And, you know, again, thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, we're in the Bay Area, so I'm going to go ahead and say this: go Giants and go Warriors. And, you know,
go Warriors, yes.
If there's anyone out there from the Houston area, I sincerely apologize, but game one was ours, so.
We'll have Kleenex for you. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you know, again, thank you so much for joining us. It's cold here in San Francisco. It's cold in Oakland. It's rainy. It's foggy, but hopefully this brightened up your day. I know it did mine. And Danita, thank you so much too for joining us and providing so many insights today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me today, Jen.
Great. All right, thank you so much, guys, and we will see you next time on Ask Demandforce. Bye.
Bye.